whatever. Um, so today we're going to be talking about the three things that every successful creative knows. And I just want to hop straight into it. There's two things that you need to know about this because I'm going to be doing this every single Wednesday. Every Wednesday I'm going to go live. And we're going to talk about something that's going to help you be a successful creative. And then also like things photography related, content related, all that good stuff, right? First thing, I'm not formal. If you think that I'm formal, if you thought this is going to be like super professional, get out. Because that's not who I am. Who wants to sit here and listen to like a boring live? Imagine if I came up here with a suit and tie. I'm like, I'm going to show you guys what. No. Okay? So y'all need to get prepped. This is not going to be low key. We stay hype in here and we have a good time. And then also like for the people who are going to be watching this on YouTube, nobody wants to watch boring videos. So let's not get that right. And then second thing, I am not a get rich quick. You know how like you got them people like, I'm gonna teach you how to make $1 million in a day. Oh, you're gonna be making 70K a day. And I'm not rich. So I don't know why you think I can teach you how to be rich. I'm not rich. I'm trying to teach you consistency with your creativity. So like if you're a content creator, if you're a photographer, if you're an artist, if you're a baker, I know Miss Rita's in here, she's a baker. If you do anything on the creative side and you want to start a business, we all know that the hardest thing about that is consistency. We're always waiting for the next job to fall into our laps. I'm going to try to help you to eradicate that every single Wednesday, okay? And I'm gonna tell you a little bit more about my story as we get along into it. But yeah, so please, as we're going along, keep that chat box flowing, okay? I have a question for you before we get started too, and hear me out and put this in the chat box too, so that because I want to answer this closer to the end. This is gonna play a key role. Listen very closely. If I offered you $1 million a year, okay, a salary of $1 million, but you had to work 9 to 9, from 9 a.m. to 9 p.m. every single day as a job, would you take it? Okay? You work 12 hours a day, but you get $1 million at the end of the year. Yes or no, would you take it? And tell me why in the comments, and we will get to that in a second, okay? I don't really want to restate the question. Good, please. I like it when people do stuff well, because I listen to podcasts and stuff while I'm doing stuff, okay? All right. And tell me why. I see no's, okay? Depends on if this is something I love to do. Expound on that a little bit more. Okay, that's fair. What if it's a job that you don't want to do? Just something you don't want to do. And we'll get to that, okay? So this is this little photo gallery that I have here. And my face is also blocking it, unfortunately. I just moved it. But my face is blocking it. I don't know if you can see this over here in the corner. So I'm going to basically explain my story. And I'm not going to start from when I was a baby. I'm going to start from when I started my creative business. So had some circumstances, ended up without a home, right? So I'm living out of my car. I'm living on people's couches, couch surfing, didn't have any money, nothing like that. These pictures is when I was living in my car. The second one is when I'm living out of my car. It was awful. One of the lowest points I can remember in my life was I was door dashing because I needed gas and I needed food, living out of my car. And it was winter time. I had a tire blowout. So in order to get the spare tire, I take all my clothes out of my trunk and I get the tire, but it was so cold that day and it was so windy that all my clothes blew across the pavement and like everything got slushy and cold and muddy. It was awful. So I'm picking up my slushy clothes. I'm crying. It was a horrible experience. I think that was really the solidifier. Like, dang, you are at the bottom of the barrel, dude. This is the bottom of the barrel, and I didn't like it. It's not that everybody's gonna go through something like that, but that was one of the solidifiers for me. Like, you gotta figure something out. So, just a couple weeks later, I got a job working as a mechanic on salary, right? And so this is this picture right here, and it was good. Like it was paying well. Amazon had fired me, so now I'm working as a mechanic, but I wasn't happy doing what I was doing. I got my first apartment doing the mechanic work, but what I was doing is I was moonlighting photography. So basically, I would be doing my photography. I would be doing like mechanic work, and then I don't know. I'd leave work early to go in the work van to go take pictures, or sometimes I just wouldn't come in so I could go take pictures. Coupled with a bunch of other health problems and everything, it just wasn't a good fit for me. And so I started looking for other jobs that I could do while doing content, because during this time, my content's taken off. I start posting more and more. This is pictures over here, little screenshots from this was like a 3 months difference, 15K followers to 30K followers. Got my first brand deal. It was only for a couple $100. And that's when I started realizing, yo, there's actually something here. So I'm working this little side job that was helping me with my content. And as a content creator, I record me quitting my job and it went mega viral. It got like 5-6 million views across platforms. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to do it. I'm going to go full force in. You'd think that it would be super, super easy after that. Let me show you my bank account. Negative $6,945. And let me tell you something, that was like 2 months ago. That was like 2 months ago. So it was a rough journey, right? You know, getting from quitting my job to building a consistent amount of income. But legit, you know, it worked. You know, you start looking at your bank statements. Wow, I made $6,000 a month. Whoa, there's no way I did $7,000, $10,000, $14K. And you're like, how did that even happen? I don't know where it gets. I don't know where it goes. But you get to a point where you're doing what you're doing so consistently, you're fine. This is my first car. This is my first like new car that I just bought. This is my house. You know, it's nothing crazy, but I'm living in it and I'm affording it. I haven't been evicted yet. You know, this is what I'm trying to get at. I'm not rich by any means. You don't see any Lamborghinis on here. You don't see any grand mansions on here. It's just a simple fact of consistency with your creativity. That's what I'm trying to get you to. Okay? So there are 3 main things that you have to understand before we get to the other 3 main things. And the first thing is that this is an overnight process. If you think that this is like an overnight process, you need to get out. This is the wrong thing for you to be doing. It's not. It's not overnight. The second thing, it's not always enjoyable. I just showed you my bank account had negative $6,094. If you're trying to go out with people, go hang out. Sorry, you got to stay in tonight. Oh, there's concert tickets to the next. Sorry, you don't have the money. Hey, you got to get real comfortable with your bank declining your payments and your bills being late all the time. This is not for everybody. Okay, so that's just what you first need to know. Because tonight is not the only night we're going to be talking about it. You need to make your decision right now if you starting a creative business is the life that you want to live. Okay? So here are the 3 things that every creative knows. First thing is that you can't think like a freelancer. Really, you can't think like a 9-to-5er either. That's really what I should have put. Here's what I mean by that. This goes back to the question. Let me ask that question. Let me see what the comments were. If I offered you $1 million to work 12 hours a day, would you take it? Let's see what these comments say. 12 hours every day, I struggle doing 8. I feel I'd have to be fully invested, but there's bad with everything regardless. You have to choose eventually. No, I have children. That's another good answer. No, I would rather do something I love than money just for fun. That's the key right there. That might be too much. No time to enjoy yourself or even enjoy the money. Might literally look like you're living for people. That's the point right there. If you don't think like that, what are you doing? That's not the way to think. The reason this came up is because I was having a conversation with a buddy of mine. Good guy. Hopefully he's not in the stream. Good guy. And I'm sitting here talking to him and I'm like, you know, who knows? Maybe next year my business could do $1 million. He goes, I don't know how you think your business is gonna do $1 million. Good guy, but he's a 9-to-5er. He doesn't have an entrepreneur mentality. He's like, what if I gave you $1 million to work a normal job? Would you do it? I said no, because I believe that my business could in time do more than $1 million. If that money doesn't faze me, because when I hear $1 million, I also don't think that's gonna go in my pocket. Money is no object. I don't care about the money. I care about my freedom. I care about my time. I care about enjoying what I want to do, enjoying the work of my hands. That's the mentality that you have to have. So I like this question. I like you guys' responses here. This is what I really like. This is the mindset that you need to have. Okay? Don't have a limited mindset when it comes to money. Think bigger. Okay? $100,000 no longer phases you. Okay? Think about how a rich man views $100 versus how you view $100. For me and my buddy going out to eat somewhere. $100 to a rich man, that's a penny. That's $1 for them. You gotta start LARPing that mentality. The second thing for that would be you need to stop waiting for work. You can't just, sit passively, oh, when's my next job gonna come? You gotta go out and chase that work. You need to chase your leads. You need to chase the work. You need to chase your clients. You can't just wait for the work to fall into your lap, okay? And then the last thing for this, when I say difficult to scale, what stops growth for freelancers is like when they're trying to do everything all themselves, like they think that they can do it all on their own. You're not going to be a successful creative if you're the only person doing it. Okay? So take a screenshot of this, whatever, save it, whatever the case be. This is important. This is very, very important. Your mind is where everything starts. Typically, I shy away from stuff like that because I'm like, oh, give me something tangible. This is tangible. Your mind is in your brain, is in your head. Okay, so that's first. The second thing is being good at what you do. It's not good enough. I'm so sorry. Somebody said they might do it for a year. Okay, I could see that. I could also see doing it for a year and then maybe coming out afterwards, but you have $1 million to use it. But then also keep in mind taxes and stuff. You're not really going to get to keep that full $1 million. Okay, but yeah, being good isn't just good enough. Like, you can be talented, you could be awesome at what you do. That's great. How do people see you? You understand what I'm saying? This one is something that people shy away from, and this is one that I don't really like to talk about too much because it's almost like trying to tell people how to be. But I'm gonna tell you how to be. You gotta be somebody that people want to see in order to be a successful creative. It's just what it is. It's just the truth. You could be the best at whatever you do, but if people don't like you, if they don't want to work with you, if they can't see you, you're not gonna get any business and you're not gonna be successful. So the way people view you is very important. Your personality, if you have one, showing it is very important. And then your social media presence, I literally consider that essential. I mean, it's literally essential. Be good, is it good enough? I'm so sorry. You're not gonna. It's not good enough. If you can be super, like, for example, I keep thinking about like food. I'm like, imagine you make food, really, really good food, but then you walk into the kitchen and it's just nasty. The roaches crawling all over the place. They got stains all over their, like whatever they call this thing, the apron that they wear. They're digging in their nose. Burn the restaurant to the ground. I'm not eating there. There's no way. It's the same thing with your creative business. The hardest thing in the world for me, I'm over 40 and I'm a huge extrovert. Always love being around people, but showing myself on social media feels cringe to me. I know, I agree, it felt cringe to me too until I started making thousands off of my Instagram. It was cringe to a lot of other people until I started supporting my lifestyle based off of my Instagram. We have to push past that part. And we'll get to that. But I completely agree. I understand it's difficult. And the third thing is that creativity needs reliability. This one's kind of a loaded one. Super, super jam-packed. Here's what I mean by that. Let's say I commission you to make a painting and you do a really good job based off of somebody else's painting that I've seen, but you can't recreate that painting ever again. What kind of business are you trying to set up? What success do you expect to find if you set something that if you can't repeat what you're doing? Like those videos on Instagram, like they're artists. No offense to anybody if anybody does this, but they like have a paint can and then they put holes at the bottom of the paint can and they have a canvas on the floor and then they just let the paint can go and it just spins and makes whatever. And they make a video like that just about every single week. There's a buyer for those paint can bucket paintings. They're not even really that good to me, but they have a consistent process. It requires, to me, in my personal opinion, no talent to do that. I could literally stick a hole in a paint can. I could stick a hole in my coffee cup and make the same art. But it's because they're able to do it consistently and over and over and over again, people can rely on them. Okay, so, and also their content also needs reliability, but we'll get into that a little bit later. So they're consistent with what they do. You have to be the exact same way. You need to be able to put out consistent work, quality work, and you also have to be professional, okay, and reliable. It's very, 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 very important. Those are the three things for me. I mean, this expounds a lot big. Like, I think actually the next page. Oh, well, this is just a recap. But the next page, this for me is everything that I'm leaving out today. Take a good look. This is everything. This is typically what I would start a course based off of, like the nitty-gritty stuff, legalities. I'd agree, anybody can do that, but there are some people that don't. It's because you and I don't, and they do it consistently. They get paid off of it. This is the stuff that really I want to build a course around. The legalities, the money stuff, the financials, all that good stuff. But we have to start with how we think first, because if you don't change how you think, if you don't change how you present, and if you don't change how you act, all of this is useless. There's not one thing that's more important than the other thing on here. And that's eventually what I want to get into when I have more than 30 minutes to do it, right? Really quickly, I'm going to just, before it, somebody save this number. Somebody save this number. If you have a question, this is the number I need you to call as we close in on the end, coming up here in like 15 minutes or so. So you can call this number if you had any questions about today or just a statement in general. So save that number. We're coming back to it. But hold on. Let me get back to this right here. Yeah, these are the three things. These are the three main things. And we could talk about this for hours. Based off of what you've seen so far, do you think that you really want to have a creative business? And be honest. Be honest. And I'll wait for comments. Because, like, everybody says that they want to have a creative business. I think sometimes people LARP, like, online, and they see all the, like, they see, like, people with Rolls Royces and Lamborghinis and all that other stuff. You do. There's a lot of work involved with it. And you have to change the way that you think. Yeah? You do? Okay. So, this is for you. Every single Wednesday, I'm going to be here for free. The consistency will be hard for me and perfectionism. I agree. Consistency is hard. But the great thing about consistency is that time always moves. So if you start something now and forget about it and just keep doing what you started, time will move anyway. I feel like it's literally been just a couple of months since I first started my business. In reality, it's been 2 years. And I have to remind you that last year, I was living out of my car. I had nothing, okay? And then now, I'm getting consistent income. Being a wedding videographer for 16 years, I earned the same doing that at my day job. Still not rich, but my wife stayed home with my kids for 18 years. Worth more than $1 million for me. And that's really the key. This isn't really about money. It's just about consistency. There you go. I've 100% ran a business before. I've been halfway in on photography for 12 years, ready to make it my full-time thing. So this is for you. This is for you. I'm going to skip forward here, okay? We're going to skip forward to the end. So live every Wednesday. One of those topics that you saw, we're going to have a new one every single Wednesday for us to really dive into. I'm going to start you off from the very beginning down to the very end. We're never really going to stop. You never stop. This is, for me, what I would also recommend, one-on-one coaching with me. Go to my website. It's there. There's also a link in my bio. Now, this may not be for everybody, but this starts at $300 a month. You're going to be on live with me every single week, okay? We're going to talk face-to-face. I'm going to give you all the systems that I have, all the knowledge that I have. I'm going to hold your hand and walk with you through this process till the end of time. Until the end of time. That's a song. I'm so sorry. We're going to do this together, okay? If you're interested in it, it's on my website. I'm going to keep plugging it, okay? Because I really do think that is the quickest path to you getting what you want. But then the lives every single week. And also stay on my Instagram with the group chat. Next week, we're going to be talking about perception. How people see you, it changes everything. And how we can get started with that. I want to get to questions. This phone number, it's live. It is $300 a month, okay? And go to the website and check out everything that's included with that, because I never just want to pitch something and not tell you what it's about. I really want you to read it through for yourself and then see it. But I'll rock with you. But for now, stick with me here. Somebody call this number. When you call this number, make sure you have your computer muted, because then it'll do an echo. I'm going to keep reading some of these comments. I have what it takes. I have an idea book, but it's time and money in my way. I agree. What if you don't get any clients? Then you don't get any clients. You keep working at it until, okay, when people ask me, what if you don't get any clients? If you don't have any clients, like somebody comes to me and says, I've been trying and I can't get any clients, then you know what you haven't done? You haven't tried hard enough. It's just the cold hard truth. There's no reality in which if you do it right, you're not gonna get any clients. Oh, we got our first call. Hello, caller, you're on air.
To send a voicemail, press 2.
Oh, I did it wrong. I think I have to press 1. Okay. Caller, you're on air.
Hello?
Hi.
Hello?
Hi.
Hi.
How are you?
Doing well. How are you?
I'm doing good. You got a question, statement?
Yeah. So my name is Darian.
Hi, Darian. I know Darian.
You know me?
Yes, I know Darian.
Let me just say, already a huge fan, and this is awesome. Thank you for putting together whatever you have in store for us. I really feel like it's worth it. I talked to you personally, and for anybody listening, Dayton knows what he's talking about. But I will also be subscribing. Um, just on that. We had to wait a little bit for the 300. You know, I'm a new student.
You're all good.
College life.
You're all good. You're all good.
Yeah, I'm living that through college life. So, yeah, when I get some finances that reflect what I'm trying to do, I definitely want to hop in there with you. Man, I have a couple of questions, right?
Ooh, can you do one?
Yeah, I can do one.
Oh, cool.
All right. So my main bullet point, the main thing I want to know is how do you go out on faith when it comes to pursuing a new idea, or like what makes you move on something that you're not so sure if it's gonna make money, but you're gonna try it anyway? Or do you not move like that?
I do. So, I put an article out a little while ago, and one of the things I talked about, and this is for I don't know if you guys heard his question, but he asked, how can you move with faith if you're not sure that something is going to be successful, essentially. You have to have a kind of indifference, almost like you can't care what's going to happen to you. And it's scary to do that, but you have to believe more in the idea of, you have to believe more in the success of yourself than you do other people. Because sometimes what we do is we're like, oh, well, I don't know if other people are going to buy. I don't know if other people are going to care. But do you care enough? Do you believe that what you have is good? And are you going to keep working at it? Because if you believe it, I promise you, there are countless people out there that believe it. And the one or two that reject you aren't going to matter in the end. So that's how it works for me at the very least. Believe more in yourself than you care about what other people out there are talking about. Your first couple of rejections or your slow months. Yeah, you have to see the vision. Exactly. And Darian, first off, I want you to know, he's at SCAD. You want to tell the people what SCAD is in like 20 seconds or less?
Yeah, so it's the Savannah College of Art and Design. I am a production design major, so I build and work on sets, movies. The people, 20 seconds, right?
Yep.
The people who put together the Super Bowl halftime show, I could literally learn how to do just that through their schooling and through different methods. But
He's
yeah,
set.
I'm a SCAD student.
He's set, y'all. Darren, you got it, bro.
I don't know about set now.
No, bro. You got it. You have to start talking like you have already made it. You've already done it. You're set.
Yeah, I'm
bro.
here. Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah,
thank
I'm
you.
at
I want to
right
get to the
now.
next call. I don't want to cut you off, man.
Hey, y'all. Hey, man. See you later, man.
All right, see you later. Y'all, that's what it is for me. Yeah, you would like to do that too? I agree. Getting paying clients is the hard part. So the next class is going to be for you, public perception, how people view you. That's going to be very, very, very important. Because if you can get into the public eye, your clients will come to you. My Instagram is one of the biggest proponents of people coming to me for work, for photography and stuff. Because people see me on a regular, they rather hire me, even though I may not be as good or as experienced as the next guy. People come to me. Any other calls? I feel like I missed a couple of calls. I feel so bad. Do you recommend doing free sessions at first? Yes, I do. We're actually going to talk about that. Oop, text message. Whoa, there's a lot of text messages here. Okay. We'll get to that one. So yes, I do recommend doing free sessions at first. Hold on. Give me a second. Here's a call. I forgot how to accept it. I'm going to put you on hold for just 10 seconds while I answer this question. Okay, so I do recommend doing free sessions because it helps you build your portfolio. That's worth more than any money that you can get right away. We got to wrap this up within the next 7 minutes. So yeah, I do recommend doing free sessions until you get there. And fake it till you make it. I completely agree with that. Okay, so you are on air, caller. How are you? Hi. Hi. How are you?
I'm doing very well.
Very good.
Enjoying the interview. It's what you got
Thank you, thank you. You got a comment or a question?
So, I got a question for you.
Hmm.
So, I see a lot of photographers that go into the business of photography, and over time, they tend to lose the creative aspect of what you got them started.
Yeah.
Like, you stop pushing the creative side, and like pushing more of the business side. So, how do you strike a balance between these two and not just be business, and not like lose your creative thoughts?
I get it. Yeah. For anybody who couldn't hear that, so his question was: there are a lot of photographers who start creative businesses, and they eventually start losing their creativity, and they start focusing more on the business side. So he asked, how can you strike a balance between your creative heart and your business mind? For me, this isn't probably the best advice for someone who's telling you how to start a creative business. I had to stop taking jobs. Had to stop. Until I got that mojo back because it was a slump. I began to loathe photography. The editing was taxing. Going out and shooting was taxing. My mom, she reviews all my photos and stuff. So she would look at the picture and she'd go, "You're losing your spark. You're losing your spark." So I stopped. I stopped doing gigs for a little bit, a couple of months, until I started to get that spark back. What ended up working for me, it worked out for me because I was able to have my Instagram as a second stream of income. And then when I got burnt out on Instagram, then I'd go back to doing my photography. Then when I got burnt out with photography, I'd go back to doing Instagram. And I eventually figured out that balance. For you, you need to find something that will refresh you. So like if you can't stop doing your photography because now it's your main form of income, something I would do was just plan creative shoots without any cost tag on it. No expenses, and it's just something I get to work on my leisure time. And I start to develop that love again. I began to love shooting and editing all over again. So that's actually a really good question. I forgot that happened to me. That was a really good question. What was your name again? Colt. Oh, dude, I see you all the time. Bro, this is a goated photographer, by the way. His use of reflections, light, and color is insane. Okay? I wish I could. You need to put your Instagram in the chat. I don't know if anybody's going to follow, but put your Instagram in the chat, bro. Thank you so much for calling in with that question, man.
Thank you so much. I'm coming from Nigeria, and it's like 12 midnight here, so I just have to like reach out with you.
Oh, the dedication. The dedication. I appreciate you, man. Thank you so much. I'll talk to you later. Sure, bye.
All right, bro. Take care.
All right, bye-bye. Very nice. Okay, so I'm going to take two more questions, not over the phone, unfortunately. This is a text question. I started my own photography account, but I'm worried about people content farming or stealing my photos. Do I use watermarks? No. I used to use watermarks. I don't anymore. I don't know why. I don't know why I don't use watermarks anymore. I never was really too concerned about people stealing my photos because if they stole it, they stole it. What's gonna be, unless, yeah, I don't really watermark. Eventually people started to recognize my style. Like, I saw the other day I did a graduation shoot and somebody was like, "Oh, I recognize that photographer's style." That's cool to me. People know that I did it. So, but yeah, you know, yeah, exactly. I agree with AI. They're gonna take it anyway. Just keep on rocking. The watermark in today's society, unless you're doing like a large batch of photos, people don't really do that anymore. But you still can. Final question. Yeah. Oh, thank you, man. If we can't afford $300 a month with going on our lives to YouTube, we will still get value. You can literally start your creative business off of these free lives. And then any supplementals that you would need, go to my Instagram, join that group chat, and tips that I found out as I find them out, I'm giving them to you. Okay, all this here is free. If you can't afford the $300 a month, I'm also going to start doing smaller group classes. I really want to price those super, super cheap. Because I'm not the only person running this. I have a really cool team, really cool guy that's helping me out, a couple people. So, but we're going to get it together. So yes, thank you guys so much for coming. I appreciate you all. And I look forward to next week. How do I get back to just me camera? How do I get back to just, yes. And hopefully next time, this piece of junk is gonna work because the microphone was better, the lighting was better, but we keep rocking on with what we got. You guys are so welcome. And I really appreciate you guys being here. The more you support, the better it is for me. Please do not forget, where's the social tag? It's follow reminders are here somewhere. Okay, well, they were supposed to show up. Please make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you follow me on Instagram. Don't forget that I have one-on-one coaching available on my website if you want it, if you can do it. And then, yeah, I'll just see you next week. Okay, guys? Bye.